Jon Kurtz is, well, he was in the previous panel, so he's the director of research at Mercy Corp, and he's dealing with the panel on shock and stressor. It seems that there is a general consensus that shock and stressor are important and data must be collected in order to understand the resilience, because I mean, normally the normal idea is that resilience should be measured against some shocks. Can you tell us basically what are the main gaps at the moment in terms of data collection on shocks and stressors that you perceive as important?
Yes, but with the caveat that once again I'm being brought in as an acting panelist, so I'm chalking up more drinks. So, from my experience, the shocks and stressors are central to all the definitions of resilience, but we actually, it's the set of measures that are most missing or weakest in most of the practice around resilience measurement that I've seen. So starting from a gap of simply not having any measures of shocks or stressors at all. So we have programs that are making claims about resilience, and they're measuring food security outcomes and linking them to improved technology use and calling it resilience. And so I think that's a starting point for that's a food security question, not a resilience one. Bringing shocks into the equation and saying, do improved technologies in the face of a drought, associate to more or less food security. That's where we're starting to go. Even then, current practice is largely based on household surveys and self-reports. So, as Dan was mentioning, you're going around and essentially asking, during the last 12 months, did you experience a pest outbreak or a flood or the list of expected shocks or stressors, and if so, how severe? And so it's very rudimentary in terms of what we get. A lot of underreporting because people are calloused to these kinds of shocks. They don't perceive it as that. So those are a couple of the real blatant gaps. I think there's plenty to be done there, and an interesting discussion in the last panel around using more objective measures of shocks. Some secondary sources were mentioned and how to bring those in. I can get into more of the solutions, but the question was gaps, so I'll hold off.